Think your relationship is doomed to become as exciting as watching paint dry? Well, here's a plot twist that'll make your neurons do a happy dance. Science has literally cracked the code on keeping love hotter than your phone battery at 1%. We're talking about research so solid, even your most skeptical friend would have to admit defeat. Today, we're diving into 7 science-backed ways to keep that spark alive, because apparently, love isn't just about butterflies and bad poetry. It's about brain chemistry, behavioral patterns, and yes, even a little strategic manipulation of your reward systems. Buckle up, because we're about to turn you into a relationship scientist who actually knows what they're doing. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have more relationship ammunition than a couples therapist with a PhD in keeping things spicy. So grab your lab coat, metaphorically speaking, because class is officially in session. Number 1, the gratitude game changer. Let's kick this off with something that sounds almost too simple to work, but science doesn't lie, unlike that time you said you were fine when you clearly weren't. Gratitude isn't just for Thanksgiving dinner speeches that make everyone uncomfortable. It's literally rewiring your brain for relationship success. Research shows that couples who express gratitude regularly have higher relationship satisfaction scores than those who don't. And we're talking about measurable statistical differences that would make a mathematician weep with joy. Here's the kicker. When you actively appreciate your partner, you're not just being nice, you're actually training your brain to focus on positive aspects of your relationship, instead of dwelling on that time they left dishes in the sink for 3 days straight. The Washington Post reported that gratitude is one of the key science-backed methods for maintaining connection. And frankly, it's cheaper than couples therapy and way more effective than passive-aggressive sticky notes. But here's where it gets really interesting. Gratitude works like a feedback loop. When you express appreciation, your partner feels valued, which makes them more likely to do things worth appreciating, which gives you more reasons to be grateful. It's like a positive spiral that doesn't involve credit card debt or questionable life choices. The key is being specific. Instead of "thanks for everything," try "thank you for remembering I hate mornings and making coffee before I turn into a zombie." Now, speaking of brain chemistry, wait until you hear what happens when you literally get high off your own relationship supply. Number 2, the Oxytocin Hack. Welcome to the part where we talk about your brain's built-in love drug. And no, we're not referring to that playlist you made in college. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, is basically nature's way of making sure you don't abandon ship the moment your partner reveals they eat pizza with a fork. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that oxytocin levels spike during physical intimacy and skin-to-skin contact, creating deeper feelings of attachment and making couples feel closer after shared physical experiences. The beautiful thing about oxytocin is that it doesn't require grand romantic gestures or expensive dinners, although those don't hurt. Simple acts like holding hands, hugging for more than 20 seconds, or even synchronized activities like dancing or exercising together can trigger oxytocin release. Studies reveal that this neurochemical interaction between oxytocin and dopamine literally links your partner's presence with feelings of reward and pleasure, which is basically your brain's way of saying, "more of this, please." But here's the science plot twist that'll blow your mind. Oxytocin isn't just released during intimate moments. It also increases during moments of emotional vulnerability and honest communication. So that deep conversation you've been avoiding, it's not just good for your relationship, it's literally a chemical bonding experience. Think of it as a natural high that comes with zero side effects and maximum relationship benefits, unless you count becoming insufferably happy as a side effect. But chemicals are just part of the equation. Wait until you discover what happens when you turn your relationship into an actual adventure game. Fact number 3, the Novelty Principle. Time to talk about why your relationship needs more plot twists than a Christopher Nolan movie. The human brain is basically a novelty-seeking machine that gets bored faster than a goldfish in a fishbowl, which explains why that initial relationship excitement starts to fade once you've seen each other in every possible state of dishevelment. But here's where science comes to the rescue with what researchers call the Novelty Principle. New experiences together literally reactivate the same dopamine pathways that were firing during your early dating phase. The University of Illinois research on relationship maintenance reveals that couples who engage in novel, challenging activities together report higher relationship satisfaction and stronger emotional bonds. We're talking about the same neurochemical response you had when you first locked eyes across that crowded coffee shop, except now it's happening because you tried rock climbing together and discovered your partner has surprisingly strong grip strength. The key is doing something neither of you has done before, which forces you to see each other in a new context. This isn't about becoming extreme sports enthusiasts or breaking the bank on exotic adventures, although if that's your thing, science fully supports it. It could be as simple as taking a cooking class, exploring a new neighborhood, or learning a skill together. The magic happens when you're both slightly out of your comfort zones, creating shared memories that your brain categorizes as exciting relationship content rather than Tuesday evening routine number 47. Plus, there's something incredibly bonding about being equally terrible at something together. Speaking of being terrible at something together, let's talk about why laughing at each other might be the secret weapon you never knew you needed. Number 4. The Laughter Laboratory. Prepare yourself for some news that'll make you want to start collecting dad jokes. Laughter is literally a relationship superpower, and science has the receipts to prove it. Research consistently shows that couples who laugh together stay together, and we're not talking about polite chuckles at each other's mediocre attempts at humor. We're talking about genuine, uncontrollable laughter that makes your stomach hurt and your mascara run, because apparently your relationship's success might depend on your ability to find each other genuinely hilarious. The Washington Post's compilation of science-backed relationship tips specifically mentions laughter as a key connector, and there's a neurological reason why. When you laugh together, your brains release a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, including endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, basically turning your relationship into a natural pharmacy for happiness. Shared laughter also creates what researchers call emotional synchronization, where your nervous systems literally sync up, creating a deeper sense of connection than most people achieve through serious heart-to-heart conversations. But here's the really fascinating part. Couples who can laugh about their differences and find humor in their daily challenges are significantly more resilient during difficult times. It's like building relationship armor made of inside jokes and shared comedic timing. The key is finding humor that brings you together rather than humor that puts one person down, because the goal is creating a comedy duo, not a roast battle where feelings get hurt and someone sleeps on the couch. Now, before you start planning your comedy career together, let's dive into something that requires zero jokes but maximum presence. Number 5. The Mindfulness Magic. Time for a reality check that might hurt a little. You're probably not as present in your relationship as you think you are, and your phone is probably more aware of your partner's daily routine than you are. But before you spiral into relationship anxiety, here's the good news. Mindfulness practices can literally transform your connection from autopilot mode to high-definition experience, and the research backing this up is more solid than your partner's commitment to leaving clothes on the bedroom floor. Studies show that couples who practice mindfulness together, whether through meditation, mindful eating, or simply putting devices away during conversation, report significantly higher relationship satisfaction and lower levels of relationship stress. The magic happens because mindfulness forces you to actually see and hear your partner, instead of just waiting for your turn to talk or mentally composing your grocery list while they share their day. It's like switching from standard definition to 4K in your relationship experience. The beautiful thing about mindfulness is that it doesn't require special equipment, expensive courses, or pretending to be Zen masters. It's as simple as maintaining eye contact during conversations, practicing active listening without formulating responses, or spending 5 minutes each day in comfortable silence together. Research reveals that mindful couples develop better emotional regulation, increased empathy, and stronger conflict resolution skills, basically turning relationship challenges into opportunities for deeper connection rather than reasons to contemplate single life. But being present is just the foundation. Wait until you hear about the communication hack that makes relationship experts everywhere lose their minds with excitement. Number 6, the vulnerability advantage. Buckle up for the relationship revelation that goes against everything rom-coms taught you. Being vulnerable isn't weakness, it's literally your relationship's secret weapon, and science has enough evidence to make even the most emotionally guarded person consider opening up. Research consistently shows that couples who practice emotional vulnerability experience deeper intimacy, stronger trust, and more resilient partnerships than those who maintain emotional fortress walls around their feelings. Here's where it gets scientifically fascinating. Vulnerability triggers oxytocin release in both the person sharing and the person listening, creating a biochemical bonding experience that rivals any romantic gesture Hollywood could dream up. When you share genuine fears, dreams, or struggles with your partner, you're not just having a conversation, you're literally creating neurochemical pathways that strengthen your emotional connection. Studies reveal that vulnerable sharing activates the reward centers in the brain that respond to physical affection and positive experiences. The key to vulnerability is gradual emotional exposure rather than emotional dumping. Think of it as relationship archaeology, where you slowly uncover layers of yourselves together, rather than excavating everything at once with a bulldozer. Start with small admissions about daily struggles or minor insecurities, then gradually work toward deeper revelations about hopes, fears, and past experiences. The magic happens when vulnerability becomes reciprocal, creating a safe space where both partners can be authentically imperfect without fear of judgment or rejection. Now that we've covered opening your heart, let's talk about literally opening your arms, because the final secret might be the simplest one of all. Number 7, the touch foundation. Prepare for the plot twist that'll make you want to become a professional hugger, because physical touch isn't just nice to have in relationships, it's scientifically essential for maintaining long-term connection. And we're talking about research so compelling that touch should probably be prescribed by relationship doctors, if such a profession existed. Harvard Medical School research shows that regular physical contact increases oxytocin levels, reduces stress hormones, and literally rewires your brain to associate your partner with safety and comfort rather than that person who steals the covers. The fascinating thing about touch is that it doesn't require passion or grand romantic gestures to be effective, although those certainly don't hurt your cause. Simple acts like holding hands while walking, brief shoulder touches during conversation, or even sitting close enough to feel each other's body heat can trigger the physiological responses that strengthen pair bonding. Studies reveal that couples who maintain regular non-sexual physical contact report higher relationship satisfaction and lower stress levels than those who only touch during intimate moments. But here's the science bomb that'll change how you think about everyday interactions. Even brief touches lasting just a few seconds can reduce cortisol levels and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, essentially turning your partner into a human stress relief device. The key is making touch intentional rather than accidental. Whether it's a goodbye kiss that lasts longer than usual, holding hands during movie nights, or simply placing a hand on your partner's back while they're cooking. Think of it as relationship maintenance disguised as affection, except the disguise is actually genuine care and the maintenance actually works. All right, relationship scientists, you've just earned your PhD in keeping the spark alive. And frankly, you're now more qualified than half the people giving relationship advice on social media. But here's the thing about science. It only works if you actually apply it. So your homework assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to pick one of these 7 strategies and experiment with it this week, like your love life is a laboratory and you're the researcher. Start small, be consistent, and remember that the best relationships are built on evidence-based practices, not Instagram-worthy gestures that look better than they actually work. If this video helped you realize that love is less about luck and more about science, smash that like button harder than you hit the snooze button on Monday mornings. Subscribe for more content that turns complex human behavior into actionable insights. because apparently we're all just fascinating psychological experiments trying to figure out how to be happy together. And hey, if you try one of these techniques and it works, come back and let us know in the comments. We love success stories almost as much as we love debunking relationship myths with cold, hard data. Until next time, remember, love might be mysterious, but keeping it alive is pure science, and you've got the formula now. Go forth and spark responsibly.